Hi friends, welcome back to my studio. I'm Katie, and today you'll recognize we're doing my last week of April, so still some stamping inks. These are something that I committed to using as much as possible in April in my Project Stash Down video, which I will link above. So all of the weeks, I think, in April, I've used them in some kind of different way. There was stamping, there was stenciling. Today we're doing gel press, but there'll be some stamping and stuff too, I think. So I feel like I'm short a week, so maybe I didn't the first time, or maybe I did 2 stamps. Who can remember anymore? So I'm going to be using this Planners Anonymous weekly kit. This is for Blossom, which is their first cherry blossom themed kit. The more recent one is Sakura, and that is also really gorgeous, but I really like the blues in this one. And that, I don't know, it feels right. I know lots of people have already done kind of their cherry blossom spreads for the year, but honestly, the trees are only just starting to look like they might bloom here in Michigan. So now is the time for us if I'm trying to encapsulate what it's like. So I have talked about the gel printing plate before. I have an 8x10 sized one. They do sell them in other sizes as well. Lots of people use them to make card backgrounds, but I like to do backgrounds for my planner pages. So because I use a B6 wide, I'm actually going to go ahead and cut this in half right now. The gel press that I have is 8x10, which is just a little too big for 2 sides of the press here. So I'm just going to go ahead and trim this, not all the way down to size. I'm going to do 7.5, which is half an inch bigger than I need it, so that I can trim later, and then just cut it in half. I'm using 32-pound paper. Generally, this technique isn't very destructive, so you can use whatever size paper, whatever weight paper you like, and I have done this straight on Happy Planner paper, and that has not been a problem. So I have swatches, and I'm going to start with this periwinkle color. It's a pretty good match, I think. We'll find out for the stickers. Oh no. And I'm just going to I think for this first layer, I'm just going to put some baseline down, and well, no, here's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I've just kind of squished and squashed. These are pretty cheap, and I'm abusing them a little bit. I've got a roller here, and I'm just going to, you want to do this with an extremely light hand, because otherwise you'll make streaks. Just going to kind of roller that, and then let's see what we're working with. So I'm just going to take a piece of paper, give it some pressure, and nothing happened. I think that this ink might be going dry. Let's just test it real quick. Yeah, when you swipe it, there's pretty much nothing there. Which, I mean, if my goal is to use up my stuff, let's see how this one looks. This one's too green, I think. I mean, it's possible I could do a light enough. Let's try this one here. Okay, I think I can use this one. So let's do that again. I can actually see some color getting deposited this time. gonna end up with inky fingers. That's just part of life. I am trying not to touch it with my fingers too much, but you know, we're already there. All right, now I'm gonna take this and just kind of very gently, not putting any pressure. And then actually what I want to do is put some alcohol spots on here, so let me go get some of that. Okay, I've just got some general rubbing alcohol, and I just like to pour a little into the cap, take a cheap paintbrush that I don't care about, and then just kind of tap against it. All right, be careful with the open bottles of alcohol, and then place this. The alcohol can sometimes warp the page a little. I try not to go too heavy with it, but if you have stuff on the back of your planner page, it might not be a good idea. But look, it's not showing up great on camera. Let me mess with my light. So here we go, but this is why I did extra, but I'm still, that I think is still going to be a problem. But it's looking like a good match, so I don't want to go too much further here. I'm gonna do it again though, more emphasizing the sides, the extremes where I need a little bit of better coverage, bigger than the area you want to cover. Do some alcohol. And the other thing I'm going to do, and I don't know how well this is going to show up, is I'm going to take a stamp. This is a technique I know works. I've seen people use it. I'm just not sure it's going to show up on ink that's this light. But I'm going to put it on an acrylic block and then stamp it in a couple little places there. And do the same thing with some spare petals. If this works, it's going to be, in this context, a very subtle effect. And it might not work at all, but now I will take my page. So you can almost see the stamps. It's really subtle. I'm not sure I want to go any bluer, any darker here. Maybe I can go a little, I don't want to go any stronger in this blue, but I could do like a different toned blue. So I'll do a little bit very light of this darker one. Maybe stamping it is safer than like slipping it, because it will, you get more ink that way. But let's do a little more water, and by water I mean alcohol, and we'll do a little more with the petal stamp. Have I done my usual disclaimer of like, I don't know what I'm doing and I'm not an expert at this? These are all things I've learned from people on YouTube who are way better at them than I am, but I just like to pretend. I like to try new things, and I like to show you new things that like we don't usually see in the planner community. So I think I'm going to leave that. I'm hoping I can cut off most of this 1/2 inch here, and then we can put something else on it too. So now I got to do the other side, and hopefully hopefully we'll end up with something pretty similar. If you put a piece of scrap paper under here or something, you know, with a little less background, you might be able to see a little better what's going on, but still not really. The color is light and the coverage is light, so it's not that easy to see what's going on ahead of time. So we just guess. And this is why I like do this first. And then, you know, sometimes I do a couple of these at a time and I pick my favorite one. So they're like, I don't feel like I only have one chance at it. Then we'll do our reversed stamping here with both the petal and the flower. If I were using a dark ink, I would maybe be able to like actually see this as I go, but I can't. I'm just guessing. So yeah, it's very subtle, but you know, it adds a little something. I'm gonna do the darker color here, but you can see how much smoother this one turned out because I was more careful about getting coverage that was wider than my piece of paper. They're not a perfect match, but I think when I put stickers on them, matching stickers on them, you're not going to notice. So to clean this, you can clean it, and when it's really dirty, I do, but when it's just got a little bit of light colored ink, I just do a couple presses with some scrap paper, right? Because you can see the places that I pulled is mostly clean. I just needed to get the ink up from the places that were like bigger than my B6 wide paper. So I didn't even pull up anything that second time. So I'm going to put a few things away and I will be back. Okay, now I'm going to trim this down to size. I want to cut as much of this off as I can. So put it down to 7 inches. Yeah, I pretty much got rid of all of it, which is great. And then here I don't care as much. Just trim it down to 5.3, which is my B6 wide size. I have done this with classic size paper and it works fine too. It's the same as this where you gotta do the 2 pages separately, but the classic size paper does fit in that 8x10 gel press. If you use like a letter size, like a Happy Planner Big, then that might be a problem, but it's not for me. Okay, now we could draw our layouts on or do something like that. The splatters came out way better on this one. The color here is not coming up right on screen. It's pretty desaturated. That looks right to me. So just so you know, we're having a sunny day here in Michigan and it's messing with all my color. I'm going to run these through my printer and print my layout right on them. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so my printer doesn't love printing on pre-cut paper, so I cut off a little of the lines here at the edges, but it's not too bad. So I'm just going to take a pen, line it up, and complete the lines. There, that's barely noticeable. And here on this one, now we are good to go. Okay, should be pretty quick from here, although whenever I say that and I'm doing the editing, I can tell that I spend a lot of time picking out stickers. And so you have a better idea than me how far into this we are. But I'm going to use this weekly kit, and it's got a lot of the stuff already in here, and I'm not looking to totally cover up all of the pages. So the first thing I absolutely know I want is this washi strip, and it's the right size for these. Let me get an X-Acto knife. And I think I can go right across and do both. Those will seem more tied in once I add the other decor. But start with what you know, as my friend Judy always says. I love that because, right, I get so much use out of one strip, and then I still have a whole second one, which is really exciting. Trying to decide if I want to use the date covers or not. I'm thinking the answer is yes, but that I don't want the white. So I'm going to trim them with my scissors. I do this pretty often, so let me speed you up while I do this. All right, who's ready to put some stickers down? I'm going to put these down here in my gratitude box. They are a little too short, but because of how I did the color on the background to match, I think I'm just going to leave it. Or does this washi fit? No, it's going to be too thin. I'm going to leave it for now. See how. So this washi fits, but I will see how I feel. Because I kind of would like to just still write some gratitude right on here. All right, let's put some boxes down. So here I will use this weekly box for my social media posts for the week. These boxes are a little thinner. Oh, okay, because I drew this line. I didn't measure it. That's why. Okay. Here's where I do a list of the things I've made that week, which I really enjoy keeping track of. No. I was going to put a box there, but I think I'm just going to put the header instead. It's darker. It's a darker color. It's actually this color here. So I don't track water, but I do kind of enjoy using these as habit trackers. It's one day too many, but I'm not going to let that stop me. Maybe I'll do blue instead, though. All right, time for some boxes and some, I need a header here where I will write that it's April. Oh, there are actual habit trackers. Well, too late. we will do that another time. All right, April in there. Although I think I will lower it to be more in line. That's where I do meals, which I feel like there is a sticker for. And even a little icon just to pull in some of the colors, make that feel a part of things. Maybe I'll actually make this my gratitude list right here. And then I can leave this to be all deco. We'll call it Love This. I just always have trouble committing to boxes. And are these full boxes going to be too... No. Okay. Just gonna layer some things. Put Saturday's list. I am still doing a Saturday start. I'm not sure that I'm convinced about it, but I am still playing with it. Put some Saturday things, some Sunday things, one like highlight here, and some deco. Little flower here. That shouldn't interfere with what I'm looking to write. I think I'm gonna do essentially that here also. I'm trying to think if I want to incorporate more deco boxes. I don't have a lot of room for them. So I'm going to wait and essentially mirror this down here because I feel like that's working for me. And a little bit of deco here. I like to break planes, so that's a good spot for that. I'm trying to decide what to put somewhere in here. Maybe flower. But I think I want, yeah. Okay, so if I only need essentially 2 boxes out of the 3, I am going to do 1 decorative box. I think it's... want it to be here, but there's a deco box right there. All right, I'm talking myself out of it. Let's do a Post-it to just kind of change some of this up. I think I want that here, but got to figure out some of the other stuff. Maybe this blue box. On there. I'm going to post it. And then I'm thinking maybe just using 2 of these. Or whatever things I need on either Thursday or Friday. And some deco. Oh, I get paid that day. I think, maybe, or Monday. I'm not sure. No, yeah, it'll be May by the time I'm next there. So, oh, okay. I never put payday stickers anywhere, and I thought, oh yeah, this would be a great day to do that. But there aren't payday stickers in here. So I'm going to do a bill due one. I don't usually put that in my planner. I don't have a good reason for it. Just, I don't usually put a sticker in my planner, but now is the time. That'll remind me to check to make sure. Most of mine are on auto pay. So mostly what I'm doing is just making sure everything looks right. There aren't any mistakes that require some phone calls or anything. All right, a little more deco. Let's do this little cup of, in my mind, it's tea because I don't drink coffee. It's too bad those are the same colors. I feel like I'm close. Don't have any appointments. Need some bigger deco. So here, I want to do the birds because I love the birds, but there's one right there. Let's do this little bird right here, and that will kind of help that. And I'm not writing anything there anymore. Maybe also do this. And just gonna do like one more, just a little petal right here. It'll just kind of tie it all in together like it's one thing. And then I'm gonna do this because no, it takes up too much room. I was gonna say I've got really enough fountain pens this week, and I will be having some more coming. I think some inks and stuff coming. All right, let's do a little Japanese teacup. And a typewriter. These weekly kits have everything I need, but I wish there was more deco. Just because, yeah. Let's do a swishy. A little swishy here with the teacup. Just to give it a little more something. All right, let me find a brush pen and we'll do April. And then I think I'm done. All right, these are my favorite brush pens for planners. These are the Monami plus 3000. I'll put a link, but they are the right thing for planner sized lettering. And if you've been doing Judy's lettering challenge this year, or if you did it last year, I did it last year, and so it's things like this that really keep me in practice. Obviously I don't get all of the letters all of the time, but doing things like the months or in my daily, you know, where it's like focus and tasks. And some days I do better than others and put more effort into it, but it's that kind of thing that keeps me in practice. I think that's everything. I still have this washi tape, but I don't think there's a good place to put it. It's not technically part of this kit. And oh, I think I'm just gonna put one more flower here. So we're celebrating the flowers. All right, so anyway, the gel press technique obviously made the colored pages, which I think are really neat. Really gives kind of a different vibe to this. It makes this whole spread a lot bluer than it would be otherwise, obviously. There is plenty of blue in the kit, but I think it would have ran very pink on a white spread. So the blue really changes things, and I like that because as we speak, there's a nice clear day, blue sky happening, and that's hopefully going to be happening more and more here, and that's unusual in Michigan. So I really want to celebrate the blue sky and the flowering trees. So I hope you enjoyed this plan with me and learned something new. If you are interested in gel press, I will post a couple links to other spreads that I have done that use it, and maybe a couple links to people who use them for other things but are better at using them. But I think it's really subtle, but I can see the impressions that the stamping made. So it's like not an incredibly dramatic technique on Ink This Light, but if you already have the stamps and you're looking to use them, it doesn't cost me anything to do that, and it just like adds a little extra something. So, and then I have plenty of this kit left to do a lot more with, and if I can use the Sakura stamps, or maybe I can see if anyone's selling the Blossom stamps, then I can get a lot more mileage out of this kit. So anyway, thanks for hanging out with me today. If you liked this video, if you hit the thumbs up, that helps me out a lot. And if you want to see more from me, hit the subscribe button, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, friends.